Hello and welcome to the fourth of 5 Holy Week devotionals. After the betrayal by Judas, the Last Supper with his disciples, and his arrest in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus has been abandoned by all of his friends and taken into custody by temple soldiers. Today's episode is titled, The Trial.
Those who had seized Jesus brought him to Caiaphas, whom the Romans had made a high priest. Peter followed at a distance as far as the courtyard. There he sat with the attendants and warmed himself by the fire. The high priest had gathered his whole council, and they began to arrange a case against Jesus, which they would present to Pontius Pilate, the governor. The charge was that Jesus claimed to be king of the Jews. They had brought in many false witnesses, but to no avail. Finally, 2 came forward and testified. "We heard this man say, 'I will tear down this temple made with hands, and within 3 days build another not made with hands.'" The testimony was evidence that Jesus claimed an authority over the temple affairs, which traditionally belonged only to the rulers of Israel. And in those days, Israel was ruled from Rome. Yet even these witnesses were unable to agree on their testimony. Finally, Caiaphas stood up and examined Jesus directly. "Have you no answer to these charges?" demanded the high priest. Jesus remained silent and answered nothing. Then the high priest put a question of kingship in terms of royal titles, anointed and son of God. "Are you the anointed one, the son of the blessed?" he probed. Jesus answered, "I am, and you shall see the Son of Man seated on the right hand of power and coming in the cloud of heaven." Then the high priest turned and said, "What need have we of witnesses? He has condemned himself."
Now, Peter was warming himself in the courtyard when a small slave girl entered. She confronted Peter and said, "You also were with this Jesus the Nazarene." Peter quickly gave a denial. "I do not know what you are talking about," he replied, and went outside into the gateway. Meanwhile, the cock crowed. The slave girl followed Peter out and said to the bystanders, "This man is one of them." Again, Peter denied knowing Jesus. After a little while, the bystanders said directly to Peter, "Surely you are one of them, for you speak with a Galilean accent." Then Peter began to swear with an oath, "I do not know this person of whom you are speaking." But the cock interrupted him as it crowed for the second time. Immediately Peter remembered how Jesus had said to him, "Before the cock crows twice, you will deny me 3 times." And Peter went out and he wept bitterly.